Good morning. This is Pat Ray from PATS. This is Partner Abuse Intervention. This session is for women and for men. We're talking about the impact of violence on others. And we're talking particularly about people who love us, people that respect us and look up to us. Could be, and it is, we are looking at our partners most specifically, but also looking at our other family members, children, those people who are closest to us in our life. So, for the group today, I need you to get a piece of paper and I need you to put your first and last name, and that would be printing it at the top of the page along with today's date and paip, P-A-I-P. That is the type of group. I need to know who your officer or caseworker is. The topic today would be the effects of violence on those we love and those who love us. So you're going to do the worksheet, which I will give you. It's right now posted through text. I will put it also on Facebook. I need you to not only answer the questions on a piece of paper and take a picture of those, I need you also to do a progress note. And in that progress note, I need you to write 3 things that you thought about, wanted to talk about, or had questions about. Those need to be in depth. Because this is a one-way communication right now, I need you to be very detailed about your notes and your answers. Okay, so today we are talking about how our violence affects others. So I've said this before, but when you throw a pebble into the pond, you notice how it ripples out. And in fact, it ripples out to the very banks of the pond. We may not see that because we are at one end of the pond. So what we do has an impact, a ripple effect on others. Have you ever had someone that you loved, respected, trusted, looked up to do something hurtful physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, economically, sexually? Have you ever had someone that you loved and respected and looked up to play mind games with you, lie to you, tell you things that aren't true, trying to manipulate or control you, and you found out later what it was? When that happens, we might forgive, but we don't forget, and the relationship is forevermore scarred. It will never be the same. Okay. So sometimes what happens is when we are the one that does the hurtful, harmful thing, we expect people to get over it. We've changed. We're sorry. We didn't mean to do it. We're not going to do it again. However, the other person still has that in the back of their mind. Their heart has already been hurt at one point. They do not forget and they react to it. They are always waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'll give you the example of a dog. If someone beats their dog with their hand or object or something, and then raises their hand, just raises their hand, the dog will what? Cower. Because the dog has been affected by our behavior. And the dog does not forget, and the dog bears fear. Okay, so it's the same way with people. People still have the fear in their mind and their heart. They may not think about it every day, all day, but when some little thing kicks off, some little thing happens, a look that you give, a word that you say, a gesture that you make, a behavior that you do, it instantly comes back to mind. No matter if they've forgiven you or not, they have not forgotten it. So today I want to talk a little bit about this exercise. And what we are going to do is we're going to look at how violence affects our partners and family members. So we are looking for short-term and long-term ways, excuse me, your partner may have been affected by your violence or abuse. Okay, so, excuse me. List the ways that the person was affected by your violence. Do they fear you? How do they fear you? Think about a situation in which you are angry with someone who has power over you. Like being angry with your boss. Let's say your boss has been mistreating you. You are angry, but you can't be too obvious about it and about how you express it. I mean, after all, that's your boss. You need your job. Now, I've heard people say, oh, I cuss my boss out all the time. Well, maybe that's true. But one day, the last straw will be the last straw. Just a thought. So at any rate, if you are angry with someone like your boss or somebody else, your probation officer, the judge, whoever it might be, caseworker, you cannot be too obvious about it, because if you snap out all the way, you're going to bear a consequence. So how does your anger come out? Now, you might come out by being sarcastic, being rude, snapping off on somebody else, whatever the situation might be. So you may do things behind the person's back, talk about the person, lie on the person. There's all kinds of ways that we get even behind somebody's back. If it's our boss, we may say, well, you know, I'm just going to take this box of pins home tonight. I deserve it. He's an asshole anyway. Okay? Could be other ways. Could be sabotaging the other person in some kind of way. But at any rate, it comes out, doesn't it? One way or another. So how could the person you were violent with be similar to this situation? How could that person be similar? Say it is your teenage daughter and you whipped her with a belt. You whipped her with a belt. That hurt her physically. That hurt her emotionally. That hurt her mentally. And she will not forget that behavior. How does her behavior come out? What might she do? So think about those things. Same way with a partner. You hurt the partner physically. You lied on the partner. You did something to your partner. You manipulated, controlled the partner, your partner. And they have some fear. So therefore, they are not going to always be direct with you about what's going on. Now, I have another question about mixed feelings. Is it possible for someone to feel confused and angry at the same time? Can your partner love you and at the same time have doubts about the relationship? If at sometimes you're nice to them and other times you are abusive, it would be impossible for them not to have mixed feelings. In what ways might your partner or family member distrust you? I mean, do they look out the window to see who's walking in the door tonight? Is it Mr. or Miss Nice Guy? Miss Mommy Nice? Miss Daddy Nice? Or is it Mr. or Miss Ugly, Mean, Sarcastic, and Hurtful? Is it Mommy Dearest? Is it Daddy Dearest, if you've seen that movie? Is it the unpredictable mom and dad who you don't know, they don't know what to expect? And so everybody starts walking on eggshells when the door opens. Who do we have tonight? Okay. And nobody should live like that. Nobody. Okay, so your homework is this week, list the ways that others might fear you. And I'm not talking about your boss. I'm not talking about your coworker. I'm not talking about your neighbor or your best friend. I am talking about people who love you, your partners, your family members, those who are close to you. Now, if you consider your best friend family, okay. But I'm looking for partners, children, family. List the ways that person or persons might fear you and explain how that person could both fear you and care about you at the same time. Okay, so what I need from you is some feedback here. Times are difficult right now, and in Illinois, we found out we're going to be in this shutdown till the end of May. For that, life is being difficult already, and another month might make it even more so. So we want to keep you in touch and keep you engaged as much as possible. I am trying to get in touch with you, but at the same time, it's hard for me to keep up with all of you. So if you all could just shoot me a text, 217-766-9132, and check in, let me know how you're doing. You can also email me at pat@changeisachoice.org. So let me know. And for full credit, also, those of you who are paying, payment needs to be made either in check, cash, money order, or debit or credit. So help us keep the doors open, well, closed, but open at the same time. This last month is going to be a challenge. So have a good day. Stay well. I hope to see you in real life soon.